Hey guys, welcome to Retropiece Theater. We're going to play, we're just going to do a one-off episode here of Castlevania on the regular Nintendo system. Now, this is a game I've never actually played before. Despite its popularity, Castlevania was not a game I played at any stage, no matter what system it came out on. But Netflix has now released its own Castlevania series, and I watched that today. Its first season is 4 episodes. Hang on a second, let me get a feel of the controls here. So Netflix has released ooh, cool, got a mace. So Netflix has released their own version of the series, and right now it's 4 episodes, and I think they're just waiting to see you know, what's going to, you know, if people like it, if people are gonna like it, if people are gonna hate it. And I'll tell you what, after watching it, I thought I would play this game, and I would actually give a little bit of my own review of the game. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do too many things at once. I would give my own review of the Netflix series, and I won't give out any spoilers if there's anybody here that it isn't familiar with Castlevania or the lore. But it does, what I can say is that it does center around Dracula and Dracula's castle. And in the game, I believe I am playing the character of Simon Belmont, who he's a monster hunter and a vampire hunter, and you're trying to stop Dracula in the game. And the show, it kind of blends what I understand to be a little bit of the mix of the lore of all of the Castlevania games. And somebody more knowledgeable than me in the history of it would see that and appreciate that better than I would. So I was looking at this show strictly from the point of view of somebody who, you know, doesn't really know anything about Castlevania and doesn't really know anything about what's going on, and I really enjoyed it. I did. I would have loved to have seen more than 4 episodes. Oh, that's cool. I would have loved to have seen more than 4 episodes, because I feel like I just got my I got my mouth wet with, you know, the story here, and it was I want more. So I think it was very, very well animated. I feel like the voice acting was on point. The character, the main character in it, is voiced by Richard Armitage. Who most of you would... He's done different things, but probably the people watching this show would probably most know him from The Hobbit. He was Thorin Oakenshield in The Hobbit. And now that you know that, when you hear the voice of the character, he will be unmistakably... you'll hear it, and you'll know that it's him. He's got just such a wonderful, deep, baritone voice. And he does... I feel like he does the character in the show just excellent justice for the feel. It's very dark, and it is very, I would say it's probably very adult. I would say, you know, if it were a movie, it would probably be rated R. There's a lot of language, very graphic violence. So, you know, viewer discretion definitely advised. And as a parent of a small child, I can say that's not something I would probably watch with my small child in the room, but everybody's different. I'm not going to tell you how to parent. But it was quite good. It really was. And it kind of reminded me of another very short-lived anime that I would say it's in that same very adult vein, but it's very dark, very gritty, and I feel like it's really good. It's called Rin, R-I-N, Rin, Daughters of Mnemosyne. And if you go into Google and you just type in Rin, spelled R-I-N, Rin, Daughters of, you should find it. Oh, is this Dracula already? Or is this just a bat? Oh, I died. Oh, that didn't take long. So, there you go. That's my review of it. I think it's really good. And now to talk about the game here a little bit. This is a very interesting game, to be honest. Oh, that's how I use it. Okay, I was trying to figure out how to use that. You gotta press up when you use your weapon. Oh, come on. Oh, okay, he's got a life bar up there too. Cool. Oh, that wasn't so bad. Now, was he a boss or a mini-boss? So, something that's kind of interesting to me about this game is it's a platformer, but it uses the stair mechanic, which is not something I really remember seeing a lot of in regular Nintendo games. For programming reasons, there's it's another platform, but to be able to walk past a stair or press up and go up the stair, that's a very interesting programming thing to me, and somebody who knows how to program video games they're probably looking at this thinking I'm an idiot, but I think it's really interesting, and it's not something you see, because you also have to do the animation of the character going up those stairs. Surprisingly, the jumping isn't... I was expecting more of a delay on the timing of the jumping, but it's really pretty responsive. And it's very classic as far as platformers go. It kind of reminds me in some ways aesthetically of the Nintendo Batman game that was impossible to beat. I've seen speedrunners do it, and I don't know how, but the aesthetics, the coloring, it kind of reminds me a lot of the regular Nintendo Batman game. So no, this is fun. I like it. Oh, cool. Throw a sword. I like it. It doesn't seem terribly difficult. I know I've seen playthroughs of later Castlevania games, and they definitely seem like they turn the difficulty up to 11. Oh. It's funny, I talk about the difficulty as I die. Ah! Stop it. Stop it. Quit killing me. I think what it is I'm just really bad at video games. And anybody who does a Let's Play channel will be able to tell you it's very difficult to do something that requires a response time and talk at the same time. It's not the easiest thing in the world. That's why I kind of sound like I'm just rambling, is because I'm trying to pay attention to what I'm doing. So I'm only going to do a one-off episode of this, and that may be all I end up doing anyway, because I'm on my last life. So, man. Now, one thing I will say I like about the AI of early video game characters is that they're always in a pattern that they do not deviate from. How they react will be exactly the same. Even if it's a monster that reacts to your movement, the timing of it will be the same. It's not random. So if you kind of think about it in that sense, you can always predict what a character is going to do, where they're going to be. And that's it. That's game over. So apparently I really suck at this game. But it's kind of fun. I like it. Definitely one of those sit down, play it. Doesn't give you a lot of story, which is kind of cool. It just throws you into the action. And check out Castlevania on Netflix. I really liked it. I think a lot of people will too. And check out Ren. Daughters of Mnemosyne. It's in that same vein, but I do advise both of them are adult, not for children, and I would put them in the rated R category. But anyway, thanks for listening. Check out my other stuff on YouTube, Retropiece Theater. And I also want to throw a shout out to my sister Heather and her friend Phil. They are doing a playthrough of Earthbound right now. That's getting some attention, and it's really good, and it's fun to watch. So go on over to Retropiece Theater, check that out. Thanks, guys.